Wow, look at this loser playing flat video games.
Flat like a pancake. Did you want some syrup with that, pancake boy? Pancake boy! Pancake boy!
Oh my god, are you a VR gen?
I'll show them. I'll show all of them. Hey, Bijoux.
Hey, Boo Boo.
I want to get into VR, but I don't know where to start. What do you suggest?
I got you, Boo Boo. Hey, Boo Boos. Are you new to virtual reality? Are you looking to get started gaming, training, or designing, and you want to skip the cheapo headsets that you're going to end up replacing? Then you're watching the right video. Because today we're talking about the HP Reverb G2. This VR setup is made by Hewlett-Packard, one of the best PC and server manufacturers in the world, also known as HP. They have some of the best tech and customer support in the industry, so if you run into any issues, don't worry about it. It has 4 cameras for inside-out tracking, which means that it doesn't use any base stations, so you get a streamlined and economic setup. All you need is what comes in the box and a computer with a DisplayPort. The Reverb G2 is designed for enterprise rather than gaming, so you can run it on basically any PC or a laptop with a dedicated video card. Even if you're rocking a GTX 1060, you can still get half resolution, which is 2K per eye. Ain't bad, still better than a lot of the competition. Alternatively, for maximum portability, you could invest in the HPZ VR Backpack G2. But those are a bit on the pricey side, they're in dire need of a hardware update, and they don't even come in pink. Blah. It's compatible with both Steam VR and Windows Mixed Reality for sourcing your VR experiences. Now let's talk stats. You get LCD displays of 2160 by 2160 pixels per eye. That's 4K per eye. Better than the Valve or the Vive Pros. This solid resolution combined with a respectable 90 Hz refresh rate and 114 degrees of diagonal field of view make for an immersive experience and one of the best valued headsets on the market. Field of view refers to how much peripheral vision you have in the headset, basically how wide you can see without moving your head. 114 degrees isn't the widest, but by no means is it small. If you've been researching VR, you've probably run into something called the screen door effect. That's what you get on lower resolution headsets when you can see the individual pixels and it looks like you're looking at the virtual environment through a screen door. A lot of people find that this detracts from their immersion, but with the G2, you needn't worry your pretty little head. What's unique about the G2's display is that the pixels are arranged in an RGB sub-pixel stripe array for a much cleaner image that diminishes the screen door effect unlike any other headset on the market. These crystal clear visuals mean that you can play games like Microsoft Flight Simulator that involves reading tiny text in little bitty gauges with glorious detail and ease. So it looks beautiful, but how does it sound and feel? Valve parts are found throughout the headset, and it shares essentially the same head strap, over-ear floating speakers, which have great bass, and removable magnetic face cover. Once you're strapped in, it's very lightweight and comfortable, great for long play sessions. The controllers may feel a little bit cheap because they've got a flex point right here and they're kind of lightweight. But don't you worry, they're plenty durable, they track wonderfully, and they're a vast improvement from the previous generation. Keep in mind that the inside-out tracking I mentioned earlier means that these controllers only work when the headset can physically see them, which can be an issue in games like Beat Saber when you might be looking up and moving your controllers really low down. This happens in any inside-out VR setup, and most people don't find it to be a deal breaker. So I said before that the Reverb G2 isn't compatible with any other accessories, right? Wrong! I said that it's not compatible with any VR accessories. So while you cannot by default do full body tracking, you can use PC USB-based accessories, like a gamepad, HOTAS, mouse and keyboard, or racing wheel and pedals. These are all perfect for seated VR experiences, again like Microsoft Flight Simulator or Trover Saves the Universe. If you really want to use other VR accessories, technically you can, it's possible with a lot of work resources and installing third-party apps. But I'm going to go ahead and recommend against that. If you really want to use other VR accessories like body tracking, just start with another headset. Unfortunately, there's not really a way to use the Reverb G2 wirelessly, and you're capped at 90 frames per second. And that's not bad, but 120 frames per second is rapidly becoming the industry standard. But who knows, that could be changed in a firmware update. I don't know. Personally, I'm not too finicky about frame rates, so let's see how this guy plays. Okay. Okay, so my biggest beef is with the dang cord. Especially when it's new, it's stiff and grippy, and I found myself getting tangled in it all the time. So I would suggest getting a cord and pulley system from Amazon for 20 to 30 bucks to just keep it out of your way. My only other beef with this is the head strap itself. HP was likely keeping the price low for us, but you have to use these hook and loop fasteners instead of on other headsets, which have a dial on the back so you can adjust it with one hand. So it's going to take a minute for you to put it on, but once you do, it's super comfortable. The image is brilliantly clear. There's a slight blurring around the edge, but you don't notice it unless you're looking for it. And that blur doesn't even have any chromatic aberration, which is when the colors don't line up and it looks like you should be wearing 3D glasses. Controller tracking is okay. It's not great, but it's vastly improved from the previous generation. I occasionally found my in-game hands flying off in odd directions, but it's still pretty darn acceptable for any VR games and definitely any seated experiences. Most VR headsets have something called pass-through mode, which is where you're able to see the real world around you through the lenses of the headset, since removing it on and off repeatedly is pretty annoying. But HP's chosen a weird way to handle this. It's called flashlight mode, and it's only in the Windows menu. And so you shine your flashlights around, which is your controllers, and you can see little circles of the real world. It's not the best for adjusting your environment, so make sure you clear a good play space before you begin. So if you're a beginner looking to dive headfirst into high-def VR, the HP Reverb G2 might just be for you. The inside-out tracking, that's tracking without base stations, makes setup a breeze, and the competitive performance make it an excellent mid-tier headset. Plus, since you can use it with a laptop, it's super travel-friendly. Here you go, boo-boo.
Yes! Now I am the king of virtual reality! Yes! Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe!
And I'll see you in the next one.
To me, the king of virtual reality! The king!